you something I don't understand. You said you love me, and that's a fact, and then you left me.
Hello there, Tony Medley once again, and welcome back to my workshop. Today's project, I've been a little bit foolish, and I built this, or made it should I say, a couple of years ago, and if you can see, I've got two cracks there and there, and this bowl must be 4 years old. Excuse me. And unfortunately it's been absolutely superb until the idiot that I am, I put it onto, I've got shelves over electric storage radiators, and you can guess what's happened. It's been in the same room, so a word of warning, don't put your glued materials on top of a radiator. It just doesn't work. Like I say, it must be 3, 4, possibly a little older. And it's been absolutely fine, and as you can see, all the other joints are fine. Never had a problem until I decided to put it on top of a radiator, and it's about 12 inches above, but that's the way that it goes. So anyway, it was my wife's best bowl that I've ever done her. So she wants a new one, which is understandable. So I've asked her, do you want these Sapele flex, for want of a better word, putting in the top and the bottom? She says no, exactly how it is. So that's what I'm going to do. It's a 16 segment ring, so we'll do exactly the same as that. Well, all I've done, I've cut a piece of oak. It's approximately just under an inch thick. All I've done, I've marked the centre out, put out where I'm going to glue a chucking point onto it, made the diameter of 8 inches, and then I'm going to cut these off on my bandsaw. So I'll glue the chucking point on. You've seen me do it time and time again. If you've just joined us and you haven't seen me do that, check back a couple of videos and you will see that I've done that on most videos. Well, I've glued the chucking point in, I've cut the corners off on the bandsaw, and if you can see, there's a line roughly where I want to be. So all I'm going to do is put it in the lathe and get it to round. Well, I've got it into the chuck. I've turned the tailstock up just for a bit of added security. I'm just going to turn it to round and put a chucking point in here. Time to do the segments, and what I always do is measure the diameter, which is 680 millimeters. We're going to divide that by 16, and that will give you 42.5 millimeters. So the segments for a 16 piece ring need to be 42.5 millimeters long. As I said earlier, we're going to do a 16 segment ring, so it's time to change. I don't know whether you can see that. Each wedge is got a different number on for whichever one you want to do. And all I do is open it up, make sure the two gaps are exactly the same. You can do it like that, but it would the segments would be a regular shape, which is okay, it's fine. But I try to keep them as equal as possible. And make sure, once you get them tightened up, that it's exactly the right size on each side. Tighten them all down, and it's so crucial that it's tight either way. And there you can see, absolutely superb. Just give them all a little go over, and then that is 16 segments per ring. As I've said in previous videos, what you must always do is have a wiggly line down one side and a straight line down the other. What we're going to do is make the 16 segment ring, and as I said earlier on, we need to have the segments, the length of it, 42.5 to make it up. So we will cut them off. What we'll need is 48 segments to make the 3 rings up, and in the centre one we're going to have a little slither of sapele, something like that. As I've said in previous videos, you cut the first one on number 1, the second one on the 2, the third one back onto number 1, and the fourth one back onto number 2, and you continue that same process right the way through. You don't turn it over or put it to the outsides, it's always on the inside. Right, all we need to do now is clean the fuzzies off, but whatever we do not take it off there. So all we do is clean up the fuzzies off the bottom. If there's any on, if there is any, which there isn't on this one, but if you did need to take some off there, just lift it at an angle so you're not doing it and you're just doing it on the pure edge. So if you continue doing that to for all the 60 of you, what we want is 8 without the mark on and 8 with the mark on to make a ring. Right, now that we've done 16 of them, what I always do is do a dry run, so that obviously you put the wavy line always at the top and then the one without the mark, then 2 with the mark, 2 without the mark, until you make the ring up. I've also cut these little pieces of sapele, but same as before with the wedges or the segments, you can't sand that side. Right, I've cut 16 slithers and they are 3mm wide. Same as before, we can't sand that side because they don't have to be on a wedge. These are just parallel, exactly the same thickness right the way through, and they will fit into a wedge in that way. So that's what makes the angle, not that. So you could have that as thick as you wanted. It's exactly the same thing. Well, as I keep saying, there's another one done, and I must say I'm really impressed with this piece of the wood that I've got, the oak. It just comes up a lovely shine. As I keep saying, I always put 4 coats on, and people say, why do you have to put 4 coats on? The reason being, I put it on very, very thinly, because if you put a thick coat on, all you're doing is just taking it back off again. So I prefer to just build the coats up and put it on very finely, and then buff it up, and it'll come up to a lovely shine. As I say, it's absolutely superb. Another important part, which a lot of people don't bother with, is the bottom. If you get the bottom right, when people pick it up, then they'll look at it and it makes a big lasting impression. Soon as they see a rough bottom, they turns people off straight away. Anyway, thoroughly enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed the video. As you can see there, the specks of sapele just set it off that little bit. I just think it's a wonderful, been a wonderful project. I've enjoyed it that much. I think I'll build or I'll make a bigger one. We haven't got a big large bowl, so I think I'll do one probably 10 inches, 12 inches, something big, what really looks well. It's just you can get such a lovely shine on it, so I think that might be in the future to come. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe. The button's just down there. I can see it now. It means so much to me. It's a way that YouTube measure me by. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch up with you on the next video. Thank you now. Bye.